Hedges, and I'm here with
Angelina Mortarotti,
and we are at Soulglow Aura Studios in downtown Palm Springs. Let's go inside. What is Soulglow?
So Soulglow is an aura studio where people can come in and get an aura picture taken. In case you don't know, an aura is an energetic field that surrounds all living things. So within the aura, there's different sections that represent different things, and then different colors show up and they also represent different things. So here you can come in and get a picture of your aura. We'll walk you through what's going on with the current state of your energy. And we also offer energy healing services. We do Reiki and Akashic healing. We also have a retail space to support that healing journey. So everything that we sell is related to healing, whether it be oils that have crystals in them that have healing properties, or the crystals that are on the jewelry. So we have wearable crystals, and then books to also support whatever it is that you're going through.
What kind of people come to Soulglow?
We see all kinds of different customers. We have kids come in, people who are maybe already as young as like 3 or 4. I've actually had babies too. And then
A baby?
Literally have had babies will pose with their mom.
Oh, I love that so
I think
much.
that the youngest aura picture I've taken was a 9-month-old.
Oh my gosh.
See all kinds of people. We get here in Palm Springs, we get a lot of bachelorette parties, but then there's a lot of customers that I have that are local here, all ages, all genders.
And are you offering dog services?
Oh, and we do dog auras as well. Yeah. I always make sure to put out examples because there's such a range of what can show up in the aura, but often people who are friends or couples will come in and they have very similar auras because their energy is kind of synced up.
Have you had a couple that had a complete opposite aura, or?
Yeah, so that happens too, but that's not necessarily like a bad thing. But what I'll see in those couples is that they'll have shared values. That's one of the things in the top part of the aura that we'll see in your consciousness. So it's one of those things, like we might, you have friends that you have very different energy from, but you come together in a way because you share the same core values.
I love that. That's really beautiful and powerful. And I'm going to be honest that I've been here before and I've had my aura taken many times. And I can show you the transition of my own personal development through aura. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. Like how you can see someone, their personal growth, whether it's in business or whatever, that translates to aura, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And you're bringing up a really good point, because when we take this picture of you, this aura portrait, it's usually about a month's worth of energy. And that can be a little bit different depending on the person. But basically, your aura can and does change over time. I believe that every person has 1 or 2 core colors that really most defines them. But depending on different life circumstances and events that go on, your aura will change. Other people, depending on your core color, will be more susceptible to changing more rapidly.
Okay, what are the auras that change the most?
Yeah, so I see blues changing because they're highly intuitive, but one of their gifts with intuition is that they have a lot of empathy. So they feel the emotions of other people around them. How that translates in the aura is that they will sometimes pick up on other people's energy if they're not really protecting their energy.
And I bet you have some tips and tricks for those that are susceptible to others' energy to protect that. What would you do, or what would you recommend to protect energy?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of different ways we can do that. First, we do have crystals, which is why the store is filled with crystals. So there's different crystals that are going to be really good for energy protection, which is going to be in your smoky quartz, black onyx. It'll really work on helping to ground your energy. Just the act of grounding is super important too. So having a meditation practice, you can literally imagine protective fields around you. But there are so many different ways, and I really encourage people to look into some of the ways that you can protect your energy and find ways that resonate the most with them.
I feel like this could all help in like marriage counseling and relationship counseling.
It definitely, when we do aura readings, it can sometimes feel like a therapy session in a way, but in a positive way. We really don't see anything negative in the aura, but we really just speak to what each person's tendency is and the things that are just going to help them feel better, because it's all about their energetic system. That's what kind of drives everything. So for example, I know we're talking about blue auras a lot today, but blue auras almost always have experienced the feelings of anxiety a lot in their life. Now, I bring that up because we tend to be quick to say, oh, we've got anxiety disorder or something is wrong with us. But in the case of a blue aura, they're literally feeling so much different energy coming in from all angles that it's so much in the body that it plays out as like an anxiousness, because their energetic system doesn't know what to do with all the different energy. And so once we start to actually have healthy boundaries and do that energy protection and things like that, we'll we'll come into our own energy and feel less of that anxiety. So it's another way to ease those feelings. It's not just through like medication.
I love that. And then it's so much better for you like long term. Do you have time today for an aura reading to do one with me?
Absolutely. So I'm going to take you back to where we take the aura pictures.
Okay.
We do it in this room so that we can have really controlled lighting and not have outside influences. But what you'll do is you'll sit down, and this camera is considered a biofeedback camera. And what that means is basically we're getting information from your body to actually generate the image of the aura. So we don't see auras with the naked eye, and obviously like the camera can't either. So because of that, this technology is very similar to an activity tracker, but it's picking up on different lines of energy in our hands that then get relayed to the camera, and it's not a filter. So this is actually like a Polaroid of your aura that's generated based on your specific and unique energy. Go ahead and you can line up your hands on these sensors. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
How long does it take about?
It's going to vary by person and what energy it's picking up. Sometimes that reading can be like really quick. Other times it can be up to 15, 20 seconds. Okay, and then the picture itself on the Polaroid film takes about 3 to 4 minutes to fully develop and let the colors sink in.
Okay, so we went through the process of aura photography.
Yep.
And then I know you offer other services. What are some of the other services?
So we do Reiki and Akashic healing sessions here too. So Reiki is Japanese energy healing that we work on balancing the chakras. I also work within the Akashic records, which gives another layer of information. So it's the Akashic records, the concept is that there's a vast library of information about every soul, every thought, every action has been recorded. And so it's a way of accessing that to bring forward information for your soul that's going to be helpful and loving for you to get some guidance and clarity on situations. And one thing, you know, for me, when I open up someone's Akashic records, I feel a lot of clairsentience, which means that I feel sensations in the body as they relate back to the person. So doing a combination, a really nice thing because we can kind of identify where someone is holding energy in their body easily by how I'm feeling it in my body. And then we work to actually shift the energy out by using Reiki techniques and other energy balancing.
Kind of natural that you would do someone's aura photography, see what their energy is telling them, and then transition into Akashic readings and or Reiki.
Yes, so we do that. We offer a combination session. When we do that, I always recommend like we start with an aura photo so we can see what's present in that moment, because after the healing things will almost always look different and depending on the person.
How did this all come about? Like, where did you come up with this idea for this business?
So I had an interest in all of this kind of like otherworldly stuff, like from when I was young. So I actually wrote a report on auras when I was 13 years old. And then I had some things happen that kind of made me feel like a little bit afraid of these things we don't understand, right? So I kind of shut down some of my intuition and stuff in that process, but then hit a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to open that back up again. And I worked in corporate America for many years, and then finally hit a point where, you know, I had a very fulfilling career and life and all that, but there's things that just I wasn't fully fulfilled in. And that's when I started exploring other things. So I took my first Reiki class, and that was over 10 years ago now. But I just kind of did it for myself at that time and didn't necessarily imagine that this would someday come to be. But then, you know, as things progressed, I kept on like learning Reiki more and more and learning, doing other courses and things and just expanding my knowledge. And then in 2018, I bought my first Aura camera. And initially I was a mobile business. So I go around, do a lot of bachelorette parties. We still do mobile services today. So we do a lot of weddings, corporate events, or even small bachelorette parties. But basically got my first camera in 2018. And then last year I opened up this studio here, which has been really wonderful to have more of like a comprehensive place where people can come for healing, do their picture, and then also, you know, shop the crystals and books.
Thank you for your time and for sharing everything Soulglow with us.
Yes, thank you for being here and coming and experiencing everything. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you.
We'll be back.